Danielle Breton is a model and would-be actress hired to pretend that she is a blind woman so that an insurance seller Philip would have to decide if he is going to look her undressing or not as part of the Peeping Toms, a hidden camera program. He doesn't look to her at the changing rooms of his gym, so both win a prize in the program. Philip wins a dinner for two at the African Room restaurant, and Danielle wins a cutlery set. After the program, Danielle and Philip seem to hit it on, so Philip invites her to the dinner. At the restaurant, they are interrupted by Danielle's ex-husband Emile Breton, but Philip makes him be overthrown from the restaurant. Later, Danielle and Philip go to the former's apartment in Staten Island. The ex-husband follows them, so that Philip has to leave the apartment, make believe that he's leaving for good and then coming back through the back door. When he comes back, Philip opens the door with Danielle's keys, and at the same time he gives the cutlery gift, which Danielle had left in his car, to her. Philip and Danielle make love in the living room. The next morning Danielle wakes up and he isn't feeling that well. He goes to the medicine box in the bathroom and checks that there are only 3 red pills left. She takes one immediately and leaves the other 2 in a corner of the wash basin. However, when Philip also wakes up and dresses himself, he throws the other 2 pills down the sink. Philip overhears Danielle and her sister Dominique fighting and arguing about him. Danielle says she isn't feeling that well, and would please Philip go for more red pills to the chemist's. Philip complies and loses more time because he wants to buy a present for Danielle and her twin sister Dominique, who is supposedly visiting Danielle, although during the game show she said that she was dead. Philip returns to the apartment and unlocks the door with Danielle's key again. She takes the big knife from the cutlery set and offers it to Danielle to cut up the birthday cake. However, she uses the knife to viciously kill him. Philip crawls trying to call her neighbor's attention. Her wind is a bit higher but close enough for both tenants to see each other. Philip even tries to write help with her own blood in the window. The neighbor is Grace Collier, a journalist who usually writes about the state of things in Staten Island, sometimes to criticize the police officers and their use of violence. So Detective Kelly is not very kind towards Grace's agitation. Meanwhile, Danielle wakes up confused and dazzled. She has tried to talk to her doctor, who promises to bring her more of the red pills. Emile comes up to the apartment. Danielle opens the door up, still feeling sleepy. When Emile points to the corpse behind, Danielle says that Dominique was there. Emile, who is at the same time Danielle's doctor and the provider of pills, cleans the apartment up while Danielle dresses up. They put the corpse inside the bed sofa. Emile leaves and takes the bloodied knife away. When Detective Kelly and Grace appear, there is not a stain in sight. Danielle is kind, and the only remains of the corpse is a red stain on the back of the futon where Grace is sitting down. Danielle justifies the double sets of matching clothes due to her job as model, because if one of them gets stained, they would have a completely equal outfit available. Grace finds the cake in the fridge. Also, Danielle had said that she lives on her own, and that's the opportunity for Grace to prove that she is lying. However, Grace falls down and smashes the cake against Detective Kelly's leg. Emile appears, saying that they are separating but that they are not still divorced. Detective Kelly tells Grace not to disturb him or Danielle again with that matter. The only clue Grace has got at this moment is that she has read the name of the bakery where Philip bought that cake. She had a date with her mother, annoying Mrs. Collier, who mentions a new open-door psychiatric hospital which has been opened in Staten Island. But Grace is not listening to her. When they arrive to the bakery, she jumps to ask the shop assistants, but the only thing that she learns is that there was a black man who had bought that particular cake dedicated to Danielle and Dominique on their birthdays. If you have come this far in the video, please subscribe to this channel to never miss amazing content like this. Grace hires a private detective called Joseph Larch, who says that the only possibility of hiding a body is within the sofa. Grace tells him that he has found the Blanchyon Siamese twins, but the detective says that he didn't see any twins. He has only found a place in which a human body could be hidden without the police finding it. Grace talks to a doctor, Arthur McLennan, who studied the case of the Blanchyon Siamese twins, the first set of twins of Canadian origin. Dr. Pierre Milius, Emile's younger persona, appears on a news report talking about the delicate psychological mental equilibrium of one of them. As teenagers, Danielle is shy, but Dominique is more talkative and shows off more. McLennan says that, because of the official silence, he had bribed one of the nurses who helped during the surgery, and that nurse told him that their complications had arisen during the process, resulting in Dominique's death. Larch keeps on watching the strange movements in Danielle's apartment. Grace follows Danielle to the hospital site. There, she overhears a discussion of Emile and Danielle having a row, because she's fed up of being controlled. She sees how she puts an injection to her, forcibly. Grace tries to use the phone, but one of the interns doesn't let her. Arlene, the crazy patient, says that viri and bacteria go through the telephone line, and that she got sick because of answering the phone. A hospital attendant asks his boss to see to the problem. Emile tells Jansen, the hospital attendant, that she's the new patient, Margaret, and that she should be put in a room. Grace tries to explain, but it's useless, she's not believed. Emile hypnotizes her so that she will believe that everything was a strange dream of hers. Grace appears now on the dreams/reminiscences about Danielle's life while attached to Dominique. Danielle suffered because when she started to be in love with her doctor, she realized that her twin sister will not accept the risk of surgery, and that she will not accept her being in love with somebody else either. Grace wakes up and screams. Danielle also wakes up, dazed. She wants Dominique back, but she is also afraid of her attacking Emile. Emile says that, every time he tried to make love to Danielle, Danielle became Dominique, furious and enraged. Danielle tries to run away from Danielle. He shows her the knife, still blood-stained. Danielle, possibly thinking she's Dominique, picks up a scalpel and cuts Emile's skin. Emile tries to kill Danielle, but he bleeds to death instead. All this happens in the presence of a dizzy Grace, who wakes up in time to see Danielle hugging to a dead Emile, still bleeding. Grace screams. Emile is taken away in an ambulance, dead. Danielle denies that she has killed anyone in her life, and she also states that her sister died last spring. Grace Collier is taken away, dazed and confused. Some time afterwards, Kelly tries to talk to recovering Grace. Danielle has confessed to killing Emile, but he admits that they have problems to detect who the black man could be. However, Grace repeats what Emile has taught her through hypnotism, that she couldn't have possibly seen such a corpse because there was no murder to begin with, and her mother supports him. The shrouded sofa appears in a semi-abandoned countryside. Detective Kelly watches the sofa, thinking that someday the culprit will arrive to get rid of the sofa and the body for good. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment section below which movie you want us to recap next. As always, until the next time.